Hello, and welcome to your new favorite Bookish podcast, Fully Booked and Caffeinated. I'm Kelsey,
And I'm Heather.
and today we have our monthly bonus episode, Bookish Banter and More, where we discuss the other books we've been reading this past month, whether we recommend them, and also our other favorite pop culture obsessions. So, as usual, we got to get started with a little lubrication. Heather, what are you drinking today?
Today I have an iced caramel coffee from Dunkin'.
Classic.
I know. I should have probably gotten an espresso because I had the Taylor Swift concert last night and I woke up this morning hungover just from being up late because I don't stay up late anymore. I'm in bed by like 9, 10 o'clock every night and didn't get home till 2 a.m.
You had the concert hangover.
Yeah, this morning was a little bit of a struggle. Concert was great though. Had a great time. It was really wonderful, but I am paying for it today. So
Yeah. Yeah.
but it's still delicious coffee. They actually made it perfect. We went inside to get it because sometimes, Dunkin' is like Russian roulette.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes it's great. Other times it's disgusting, like the coffee I got last week from a Dunkin'. And so usually I'll go inside if we can. And I went inside and I was like ready to go add like more sugar or like caramel syrup, but it was actually perfect. Just pleased.
It really is a hit or miss. And even if you have a perfect Dunkin', they can still mess it up once in a while.
Yes, yes.
I got one yesterday when I was running my errands. And the coffee was good, but they didn't put enough butter pecan in it. And I was like, you're ruining my life.
Have you tried the blueberry cobbler one yet that I told you about?
Not yet, but I'm going to
Okay.
get it tomorrow.
Do it on the app.
Okay.
Because I think that's how you probably could go to the store and order it, but they say it's like a member exclusive and you order it on the app.
Oh,
It's
okay.
under like the Dunkin' Iced or something. One of the top things when you first go on the app.
Okay. All right. I'm going to try that tomorrow because
It's
I kept
good.
forgetting, but now I'm going to remember. 'Cause
You'll
we're
like
talking about
it.
today.
You will like it.
Oh,
And I
yeah,
still
I'm
add
sure I
I
will.
still add the sweet and low to it as well.
Yeah. Yeah, because the blueberry isn't
It's unsweetened
like
shot.
sweet. Yeah. Yeah. Well, today I made a delicious iced latte. So I had my Nespresso double espresso pod. I frothed my milk. And
Nice.
then it was like taking me a long time to drink my coffee. I was like doing other stuff. And then I knew we were going to be recording. So I'm like, let me just put this in the fridge for later. And then right before we started recording, I added like 2 shots of Bailey's to my coffee because it's
Oh,
Memorial Day weekend.
you fancy.
And I have decided that the caffeine that I shouldn't be drinking is going to be balanced out by the alcohol.
And
You know what I
Bailey's
mean?
is
It's
like
like
the
an upper and a
perfect.
downer.
Yeah. Bailey's is so good in coffee.
Yeah, so I'm living right now. It's
I love this for you.
it's a holiday weekend. We're living it up. My neighbors are partying it up with their country music, so I'm here with my Baileys participating. Anyway, so let's talk about our other reads from this past month. I had a pretty busy month.
You
I got,
did.
I got a lot under
You
my
did.
belt. I don't know
Yeah.
what was coming over me. So first was Bunny by Mona Awad, which I've been waiting a while to read this. It was on hold at the library and it was finally available. This is a yes. It's like this culty, creepy. Oh, it just made me so uncomfortable. It's AHS Coven meets Mean Girls. And
So
that's
I've been wanting to read this one. I saw it on Bookstagram when it first came out last year, and I've been like, I really want to read this. So when I saw you read it, I was excited for you to talk about it to see what you thought.
Yeah, I definitely like it. I think the ending was like a little bit rushed. Like it could have been better, but the whole vibes of just like this female cult is just like right up my alley. So
Love
I
that.
recommend it. I read The Lying Game by Ruth Ware. Super disappointed. I usually really like Ruth Ware, but I thought it was predictable. There were like 30 storylines that didn't matter or matter to the story or affect the story. So it was just a no for me. And I know this is an old book, but I got it at the thrift store and I was like, let me just blow through this one. Not
I
happy about
know.
it.
I was bummed because I did like that one.
Yeah. But now I'm also like, maybe if I had read it when it came out, maybe I would have liked it more. Because we
Maybe.
talked about how we're like a little
Yeah.
bit more critical, especially of
Yeah.
thrillers. So, and then I read a book by one of my favorite authors, Things We Do in the Dark by Jennifer Hillier. I really love her writing. This is not my favorite book by her. There was just a little too much going on. And I hated every single character. Like
Oh,
not a
good.
single likable character.
Love that.
But I still blew through it and I was like hooked till the end of it. So definitely not my favorite, but I think her writing kind of redeems it. You Shouldn't Have Come Here, which I was telling you, I listened to the audiobook, which I'm not a fan of audiobooks. I've solidified it. This one was two different points of view, a male and a female, so it was easier to follow because obviously they had a male doing the male parts and a female doing the female parts. But this book is an enigma for me because it was so bad. Like all the characters were complete stereotypes. Like there's the cowboy, and then like she's the city girl going to stay at the ranch, and the storyline was just like ridiculous and dragged out. But then the ending, like the last 10 pages of this book was so good that
Oh
I'm like,
no.
this might have made this book worth it.
Oh
Like,
no,
I
but
don't
like
know. I literally finished it and I was like, wait, did I love that book or did I hate it? Like, I don't know. So I'm going to say, don't put it at the top of your TBR. But if you
hmm.
already bought this book, or if you're a fan of Geneva Rose, read it.
Okay.
Tell me your thoughts.
Okay.
I need to know. Because the ending, it just blew my socks right off. The rest
Not so much.
could have lived without. Uh, okay, and then One Moves the Dead by T. King Fisher. This is a short gothic horror novel. It was like 165 pages. It's a retelling of Edgar Allan Poe's The Fall of the House of Usher.
Oh,
So if
nice.
Poe is your jam, then
I do
this
like
book
Poe.
is definitely good. It was super creepy. It got under my skin. It
Mm.
was I liked it. It's not like the easiest read because it is written in that kind of like, I mean, it's not written as poetry or anything,
Hmm.
but it is written in that like gothic style. But I did like it a lot. And this was it was nominated for Best Horror Novel last year for
Oh,
Goodreads.
nice.
I read The Counselors by Jessica Goodman. Could go either way, but I'm going to say yes. It was kind of predictable, but I do like a summer camp setting. I feel like it's very
Okay.
nostalgic.
Hmm.
And there was a lot of social commentary, so it did have some depth to it. If I'm not mistaken, it's a YA novel.
Is it a horror or a
Um,
thriller?
they said it was horror. It's more of a little like murder mystery
Oh, okay.
type thing. Not very thrilling, but it's a little twisty. Like you're trying to solve a murder, yes.
Yeah.
And then Girl Forgotten by Karen Slaughter. Karen Slaughter, one of my favorite authors. So this is the second in a series. I'm not sure if she's going to continue with the series or if it's just these two, but this is a sequel to Pieces of Her, which is on Netflix. They made it into a TV series. So I wasn't crazy about the storyline even before I started reading it, like even from the description off the back of the book, but it's Karen Slaughter, so I was going to read it anyway. And her writing and the way that everything is just so intricately coming together in the end and the way she ties it all together is just like, even though I had no interest in this story, I still really liked it. So I
Okay.
still recommend it, especially if you liked the first one. I mean, you definitely have to read the first one because they refer back to a lot of the relationships in the first one, or you just watch it on Netflix, but either way. And then, last but certainly not least, my favorite read of the month, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. I loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it. It's a little murder mystery with the most lovable and quirky main character. It was well written, it was well paced. I just loved it. I picked up the second book in the series from the library this week, so that's my next read. And I'm hoping that it lives up to the hype of the first one.
Mm.
But this is just, I can't find anything wrong with it. So I'm obsessed.
I've
So
heard
what's your,
such good things about that. So I have it actually. I have it. It's on my book cart.
yeah, you have
Yeah.
to read it because I've been wanting to read it for a while. And you know the reason that I hadn't read it is because it's in the YA section at
It
the
is.
library.
Mm-hmm.
So I just never like came upon it when I was at the library and never actively looked for it. And then finally I was like, I have to read this book because like it has such good ratings on Goodreads. And I had been, putting it off for so long. So I'm so happy I finally read it. You have to read it. It's so good.
I will.
Okay, that's all for me. What did you read this month?
I read about half the amount of books that you read.
That's okay.
It is. It is. Pregnancy exhaustion is back full force, so it's been a fun few weeks, and also we've just been super busy because now market season has started, and just life in general is summer's here, and I feel like when summer arrives, or like the start of summer arrives, life just gets 100% more hectic.
Yeah.
So, but speaking of cowboys, back to like your
Stop it.
your yeah.
Not the speaking of cowboys.
So last month I was in my sports romance era. Now I'm in my cowboy romance era. So I started the Chestnut Springs series by L.C. Silver. I've read the first two so far, Flawless and Heartless. I'm currently in the middle of the third one, Powerless. So I'll either finish it before the month is over, or I'll discuss it next month when I finish it.
Okay.
But they're both good. The first one I liked. Slow start though. I didn't know if I was really going to get into it, but I really wanted to keep going because people really enjoyed it. And once it hit its stride, I really enjoyed it. But I loved the second one. The second one was like a single dad trope.
Okay.
Which I didn't think that I was into, but I was into it.
Wait, so it's a series, but it's about a different person?
It's actually about it's brothers.
Okay.
So there's three brothers. And then also they kind of adopt this kid into their family that I haven't gotten to like the tragedy. He's actually the third book's about him, and I haven't gotten to like the tragedy backstory yet about his family, but he's kind of pulled into the fold.
Okay.
And then the fourth book is going to be about someone that's in that like series, that neighborhood series.
Okay.
So, but it's basically they're all connected. So the characters all show up in each other's books.
Okay. And they're all just a bunch of cowboys just getting it on, getting spicy.
More or less.
All right.
Oh yeah, they're spicy.
Okay.
Of course they're spicy.
I can get behind that.
And then I read the second Shadow and Bone book, Siege and Storm, which was good. I really liked it. Not as much as the first, but I did enjoy it. So now I have one more for that specific part, the Shadow and Bone, because then the next one it's like the Six of Crows, and then there's like there's two other books within the series, but this was the second book in the trilogy for Shadow and Bone. It was pretty good. I read your book recommendation from last month.
Let's hear it.
I read The Last Mrs. Parrish by Liv Constantine, and I didn't love it until I got to part 2. Part 1 was rough. And I said to Eric, I was like, I am 10% into this, and I'm about to DNF this. But I was like, I have to push through because Kelsey really liked it, and everyone else thrives. Like, this book thrives on Goodreads. It has like 4-star, 5-star reviews. Everyone's like, this is the best thriller I've ever read. I didn't get those vibes, to be honest. And the writing felt a little amateurish.
Yeah.
To be honest. But once I got to the second half of the book and you get to Daphne's POV, I started to really enjoy it. But yeah, Amber and Jackson are literally the worst people on this planet.
This is another
so
one
they deserve each other.
that I feel like because I read it like early last year. This is another one that I feel like if you had read it when it first came out,
I think so too.
you'd probably have a different, because it definitely is slow at the beginning, but then like you finish it and you're like, oh, that was really good. So you look at the whole thing as good.
Exactly, because I thought I was going to rate it really low, but then once I got to like the second half, like I said, and then the ending, I was like, no, this is like a 3-star book. Like, it's not amazing, but it's not as bad as I had thought it was going into it. But I was so stressed out. I was like, I'm gonna hate this book. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm like, Kelsey loves all my book recommendations. I was like, I don't want her first book
Daisy Jones and the
that
Six
she gave me. Yeah. But it was good. It ended up being enjoyable at the end. So, so all 4 of those books were great. And usually we don't do this, but I have to give our next book review episode my book of the month, The Gracier by Kim Liggett, because it was just literally, nothing topped it. Nothing topped it.
It's true. So tune in next month to hear our very long,
it'll be our next episode.
In-depth episode.
Yeah, it's a 2-hour episode. I haven't edited it yet, and I'm sure it's going to be a hot mess, but it's going to be fine.
Highly recommend reading The Gracier so that you can listen along to that episode, because that book is incredible. Yeah,
it'll be out next week, so it was very good. Another book that was labeled as YA that I never would have thought to read because it was a YA book.
This YA stuff is just throwing me for a loop because, God, they are dark.
Yeah. But I'm in the middle of 2 books now that I will discuss on next month's episode because I have not quite finished them. So I don't have any opinions on them, to be honest.
All right, so we'll
But
do a little
yeah,
catch up at the beginning of next month
exactly.
with your end of May, beginning of June reads. All right, so upcoming releases coming out this month. Well, yes, June, coming out in June. The Only One Left, which is Riley Sager's new book, looks pretty good. I'm a fan of Riley Sager, so I'm excited about this one. And The Whispers by Ashley Audrine. I've only read The Push. I actually don't even know if they have any other big novels, but I really liked The Push. I thought it was well written, so The Whispers I'm excited about too.
Yeah, I have that too on my book cart. I got that one from the Book Garden.
Yeah.
The Push, because I saw people posting about it too before you read it, and then remember when you read it, you really, really enjoyed it. So I was like, okay, get this one.
Yeah, I don't know how you're going to feel about it since you are having a child, but
Cool.
that's for you to read and decide and let me know. Okay, do you want to talk?
Yeah, being pregnant has been super fun because now I see people posting on like Facebook about their lost cats and I just start crying.
Oh my gosh.
Like immediately. I
Aw.
start crying. I'm like, Eric, I have to hide these posts because people are posting about their lost cats and
Yeah.
I can't handle it.
Oh my gosh. And it probably changes your perspective on all of these books with children, which is
It does.
wild.
It does. Yep. Book news. I'm super, super excited because Kristen Hanna announced a new book coming out in 2024.
Okay.
And she's now like a top tier author for me. So I'm very, very excited.
Any idea what it's about?
I believe it's called the... No, but I know it's going to be... I actually think it's called... I should have wrote this down. I forgot. I think it's called The Women or something. So her books are always heavily... The leads are always strictly female. And they're written so good. So regardless, it's pretty sure it takes place again. Like a lot of her... She does historical fiction. So a lot of her books take place in different... in like time periods that have already happened. And from around historical events. So... But I'm very, very excited.
Well, we love a female author writing women.
And she does it so well. Even like, and also we love women authors writing men romance characters because they are superior.
Well, yes, because we know what we want. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
We just love female authors.
Yes. But that was my book news that I discovered for this month.
Right.
I didn't really see anything else.
Yeah, I didn't really see anything too crazy going on or worth mentioning.
Actually, no, there was, but it's like a catch-up corner, and I'll just do it now. So they did the set photos release of It Ends With Us, and I am not happy.
Okay.
No one is happy, in fact, actually.
You know who should be the most unhappy is Blake Lively, because what the fuck?
Oh, God. I saw some, I don't know if maybe you sent it to me or Vicky, my friend Vicky might have sent it to me, but apparently it doesn't take place in present time. It's going to take place like in the 80s or something, or like 90s. So
Why?
that's why her fashion choices, I don't know, but oh my God. She looks haggard. Like Lily
She
Bloom
looks
is
frumpy.
not.
Like, she
Exactly.
looks horrible.
It's just, it's going to be it's going to be terrible. Like now I'm not excited about it anymore.
Not at all. And I'm like,
It's
how
gonna
could
be.
they do Blake Lively like this? How could they do the book like this? I asked you, I'm like, do I need to reread the book? Am I forgetting
No.
that Lily was a hot mess?
It's just...
Or
No, because she wasn't at all in the book. Because if you remember, he like took a picture of her, and then because she looked so good on like the roof and everything, like he was super attracted to her and just wanted to bang her. And it's like, so if he saw her in the outfits that she's in on the road, I don't think he would feel that way. So I'm just very confused.
yeah, I don't even know where they found these outfits.
Well, oh my God, someone made a comment or a post, or maybe you even said this. Someone said this. They were like, I thought Atlas was supposed to be the homeless one.
I didn't say that. That's fucking funny. But it's bad. And like
It's very
the
bad.
fact that they're just like they got this huge big name actress and they're making her look awful for no reason, and the costumes just don't make sense. Like I'm obviously gonna watch it, but I'm not looking forward
Of
to
course.
it.
I'm
And
not
my hopes
either.
are
It's
so
now-
low.
Yeah, my predictions for it now are very low. I was very much looking forward to it because like I love Blake Lively and everything, but now I'm like, oh, maybe this is
Yeah,
as I
like
had
I just
hoped.
can't picture that their sex scenes are going to be that hot when he has to like pull up her peasant skirt that is long enough to cover her saddle shoes. I don't know.
It's
Whatever. I don't know
rough.
anything about fashion, so maybe I'm wrong, but come on. Anyway, so I think everyone is on the same page with us on that.
No, everyone's been,
Everyone is
no
pissed.
one is happy, and everyone's been posting the actress Abigail Cohen that they wanted to play Lily, and I'm
Hmm.
like, she actually would have made the most perfect Lily, so they done fucked up on this
She
one.
really would have. And everyone was complaining about Blake Lively's age too, and she's much
Exactly.
younger. I don't know. I'm curious to see what direction this is going.
Same. We shall
We
see, and
sh
we will keep
Oh
updates
yeah,
because I'm sure there'll be more to
we will
come.
be talking about it. That is for sure.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so let's switch gears and talk a little bit about our other pop cultures.
Mm-hmm.
TV wise, I watched Selling Sunset season 6. I know that you particularly don't watch Selling Sunset, but I
I do
mean,
not
you're one
yet,
of the only people on the
but
planet because
it might be my pregnancy binge when the baby
it's so
comes.
fucking good. The drama, the
Yeah.
outfits. Oof, this might be an unpopular opinion, but this season, I'm Team Chriselle and I'm Team Brie. I don't know. I don't know if that's unpopular. I'm not sure. Uh, they also talk about Nick Cannon for half of the season. It's very strange. There's a lot of Nick Cannon slander. Um,
Wait, why?
because Brie is the new agent and she is
Okay.
the mother of his 10th child. He has
Oh,
12
great.
now,
Okay.
but
Uh-huh.
she's the mother of his 10th. But she's like,
He's just creating a Nick Cannon army.
yes. But she's like financially independent. Like she's famous on her own, but they
Mm-hmm.
just talk about Nick Cannon the whole time. And like it's rough. I'm like, this is not good for him.
Fun times.
Also like why are we making him relevant? But okay.
Mm.
Why is he making himself relevant by spreading his seed everywhere? We don't need your pro-life bullshit, buddy. Anyway, so at the end of the season, they showed the preview for season 7, and I'm like, that's weird because is there going to be a reunion? So I tried to look it up. They still haven't confirmed whether there's going to be a reunion for season 6. I'm feeling a little cheated. There needs to be a reunion. I need details. I need drama. You know?
Do they typically do reunions?
They started with season 5. Season 5 was the first time they did a
Oh,
reunion,
okay.
so I'm like, why wouldn't they? But I don't know. I couldn't find anything confirming it, so we'll see. I mean, they could still do it, but you never know on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
I know that we both watched the Survivor finale. Yes, there will be spoilers.
Yes.
I don't care. It came out almost a week ago at the point of this episode coming out. What do you think? Happy with the winner? Happy with this season? What are your thoughts?
This was definitely one of the better seasons over the past couple of years. I've been kind of, I wouldn't say let down by the past couple of seasons, but they were kind of, I don't know, they just weren't as
Yeah.
good as they've been. And this season I felt the gameplay was just really good. All three Tika really deserved to go to the final
Hmm.
three. And I think that if Carson had gone to the final three, he would have been the winner, not Jam Jam. But Heidi killed that fire making challenge. That was sick.
Bruh. She
That was
killed
really
it.
cool.
But I did not like her in
Yeah,
Final Tribal. I thought she was
me either.
talking like she already won it. So
Yeah,
she really thought that
it
she won it.
wasn't. And that's what I think Tyson was saying on his
Hmm.
podcast recap about that episode. It was just kind of a lot of people I think were turned off. But I mean, she got the one vote, which was obviously just from Danny, because I think Danny voted for her strictly because she was a Soka member, not
Yeah.
because of any other
And
reason.
because
But
she turned on him. Like he made it like completely
yeah,
personal.
yeah. Personally, I wanted Carolyn to win because she was my favorite player from the
Hmm.
season. And I'm actually a little surprised she got absolutely not one vote.
I'm surprised
But
too. But
but
Jam Jam was
Jam Jam
compelling.
did, he was, and I'm happy for him.
Hmm.
I liked him too, but out of those three Tika members, he was my least favorite.
Yeah.
So I was just kind of, obviously he deserves it. He played
Hmm.
great. So,
I
but it
think
was a really good finale.
I think Carolyn, I wanted her to win because I liked her the most and because she like fooled everyone into thinking that she wasn't really playing. But then when you break it down, she didn't really have Like she was on the wrong side of the vote a couple times. She didn't have she played
Yeah,
the
no,
idol
I know.
wrong. So I think that Jam Jam deserved it. I think the reason this is my favorite season so far of the new era, and I think it's
Mm-hmm.
because the other seasons, while they've had like a couple of good players and characters and personalities, this season there were so many good personalities that it was like it felt like old Survivor but with all of the new craziness. You know what I
I
mean?
agree. I agree.
So I loved it.
Yeah, it was a good season. I'm looking forward to the next one, and I'm happy that it's going to be an hour and a half now every
Yeah.
week instead of an hour. Because you miss so much. And even Tyson said on the podcast he was happy about it too because you really they record so much out there, and so you miss a lot.
Yeah.
So
And it's
it'll
like
be good.
I like the challenges, obviously, but I would gladly trade challenge time for more camp time or strategy talk. So I'm glad that they're going to have the
Mm-hmm.
extra time.
Yeah.
So, other than that, I watched Love and Death on HBO Max. And this has really opened up a can of worms for me. So, Love and Death is about the Candy Montgomery story. First of all, Elizabeth Olsen, incredible, incredible
I love her
actress.
so
I
much.
mean,
I can't wait to
what
watch
else have I
it.
seen her in? Have I seen her in anything else?
um, well, you don't watch the Marvel stuff, do you?
No.
Because she's the Scarlet Witch in Marvel, but she did a movie with Aubrey Plaza a couple years ago. Ingrid Goes West. I don't know if you've ever watched
I
that.
don't think so. But I'm like, I've been
She
sleeping on her.
Yeah, because she doesn't. She's been very heavily featured in the Marvel stuff because she had like WandaVision on Disney Plus, and she just did the recent Doctor Strange movie.
Okay.
So I don't think she's done a lot
Outside of that.
recently outside of
Okay.
that. But you may have seen, but she was very much an indie actress years
Yeah.
ago, and she was in a lot of indie movies.
Yeah, I
So I
remember
don't know
when
if
she was
maybe
younger, but now like so they
yeah.
have her as this suburban housewife. She's only I looked it up, she's like 34 or something. They have her looking like she's in her mid 40s, still gorgeous, killing it. Looks
Hmm.
nothing like the real Candy. But anyway, so here's this can of worms that have opened up. So Love and Death just premiered. The last episode was actually this past week. So 2023.
Okay.
Last year, in 2022, Hulu did Candy with Jessica Biel. So,
Yeah.
why the remake so quickly off of a story that is actually not that popular? So, of course, I started Candy on Hulu. I'm only like 2 episodes in, so I can't offer an opinion on it yet. But now I need to research the differences between these two. And then, of course, I listened to a podcast episode, True Crime All the Time Unsolved, the murder of Betty Gore, and so that I could hear like the actual facts and how they compare to Love and Death
Okay.
because it is pretty close, but obviously we only have one person's side of the story because the other one is dead.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I'm just
Hmm.
like, I got to figure out, I got to see why they did Jessica Biel dirty like that and put her on Hulu. And now Elizabeth Olsen is the queen. So I'll report back next month
Okay.
on my deep dive slash new obsession with Candy Montgomery.
Sounds wonderful. Can't wait.
And last but not least, yesterday I binged the 4 episodes that are out so far of Ultimatum Queer Love on Netflix.
Was it any good? I like debating if I want to
It's
watch
so
it or
fucking
not.
good. I'm obsessed.
Okay, great. I'll watch it.
There's a girl I fully want to date. There's another girl who is clearly trying to get on Perfect Match. Like she's here for the
Oh,
followers.
great. Great.
You picked a weird show to be on, but okay. But I love the representation, especially because lesbian relationships are often stereotyped for like U-hauling it and rushing and whatever. And this shows that it's a lot more complex than that. So, yes, it is
Okay.
still trashy dating reality TV, but I don't know. I love it. It's right up my alley. I think that you're going to like it.
Perfect. I'll start that
Yeah.
then.
So, but only 4 episodes so far. So I'm not going to say what girl I want to date in case she turns out to suck. You know what I mean?
Wait, don't even tell me. I want to try to guess after I watch the four
Yes, please
episodes.
do. Once you watch the first episode.
Of like, is it this one? You're either gonna say yes or no.
Okay, so what TV or movies have you been watching this past month?
I've still been binging MasterChef. Shocker. But last week the new season started.
Okay.
and it's the United Tastes of America. So ever since the 10th season, they've been doing like themes, because like season 10 was Legends, and then and then season 11 was Back to Win. So this is United Tastes of America. So it's the 4 regions of the United States. So the Northeast, the Midwest, the West Coast, and the South. So the one from this past week was the Northeast, and 2 of the people that got through. So it's going to be basically 5 people from each region to make up the team. 2 New Jersey people got on, and they're both within driving distance from where we live. One is East Windsor, which is in Mercer County,
right
and
by
then
my
one
house.
is in Millstone, which is in Monmouth County.
Oh my gosh, that's so weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I said to Eric, I'm like, well, now we clearly are going to be rooting for these 2.
Of course, yeah.
So it was really good. I'm excited to see how it goes and how the rest of the people do. And then, so we got rid of cable. So I don't know what's coming out or anything on like Fox or ABC or whatever. It just kind of pops up on my Hulu. So we're on Hulu watching MasterChef, and then I see that a new Gordon Ramsay show started as well.
What's
Didn't know he had a new
that?
show coming. It's called Food Stars.
Okay.
And I said to Eric, I'm like, I wish we knew about this. We should have totally applied, because he basically takes, it's a competition series, of course, and more or less it's about 20 people that have, it's like Shark Tank, but a competition.
Okay.
So all these people have companies or products. Like one girl sells pasta sauce, one does Vietnamese coffee, one guy had like a crepe and coffee shop. So they do have a good following. They're successful, but they're trying to become more successful. And basically by the end of the series, Gordon Ramsay is going to invest like $250,000 of his own money into the business.
Okay.
So each episode, he tries to teach them different business things.
Okay.
So this first episode was about how to make a profit.
Okay.
So I said to Eric, I'm like, this would be great to go on. You know, I was like, get the jam business up and running.
You should
get some business tips.
Start looking for season 2.
I know, but it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. I'll definitely continue to watch it.
Is he nice to them or is he mean to them?
He's always a little bit of both, you know, and he just has like this dramatic flair. It's like the more we watch his shows, I'm like, he's actually the sweetest guy, but he's so dramatic and mean sometimes.
Yeah. But then, like, I don't know, you grow to understand it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've obviously been still watching Succession. Tomorrow is the series finale of Succession, which is upsetting that it's over, but it's been a really good season. Definitely emotional, but I'm looking forward to that. And that's pretty much been it, because I've just been watching.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people posting about Succession though. That
And
it's
Survivor.
a good,
So
yeah,
yeah.
that it's a good season, which is good for the last season. So podcasts, I've been super into fiction podcasts this month. I listened to Narcissa on your recommendation. I really liked that one. And then the other ones I listened to, I don't think Dark Woods is, but the other ones are all Q Code podcasts. Dark Woods is,
I love their podcast.
yeah, they're so good. Some of them I started to listen to How to Win Friends and Disappear People. That's a Q Code one. I didn't love it. Some of them are just like too exaggerated and too corny.
Was that one the vampire one?
It's-
I didn't listen to it yet, but I always heard the the ads for
yeah.
it when it first came
It's
out.
just like they're so exaggerated because they're sound only. So sometimes it borders a little bit cheesy. You know what I mean? But Dark Woods I liked. Right now I'm listening to Blackout, which is
I loved Blackout.
that one is good. I just started season 2.
I loved it.
And so far so good. I really like it. And now Foxes of Hydesville is so good, except I messed up and didn't realize that it comes out weekly when I only want to binge podcasts. But I'm obsessed with it. It's so good. And it's based on a true story of the Fox sisters, because then I listened to the episode of Ridiculous Crimes. Is that what it's called?
my God.
And
I love
they
that.
have an episode on the Fox sisters.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I heard like, the history of it, but obviously the Foxes of Hydesville is the dramatization. But so far, I think there's 4 episodes out. I love it so far. So I'll report back next month and see
Yeah.
if it's still amazing.
The Q Code fiction I've been listening to is The Burned Photo.
Okay.
I'm on season 2 of that.
Okay.
I only have a couple episodes left. But that one has one of the actresses on it is Catherine McNamara, which she was on like Shadowhunters, and she was on this. She was recently in Arrow on stuff on CW. So I like her. So that was a big reason why I listened to it too. But it's pretty good.
Yeah, they have such big names for these fiction podcasts
Yeah,
too,
they do.
which is awesome.
It's crazy. Yeah, because then Narcissa was Diana Agron, who was on Glee. So.
And Blackout is Rami Malek.
And Asia Naomi King, who she was in How to Get Away with Murder.
Yes, I knew that I recognized her from somewhere. I used to love How to Get Away with Murder until
they
season
definitely
30
have
or
at least one bigger name in every podcast.
Yeah, which is really cool. So what other podcasts?
Yeah, because Baraska has Cole Sprouse.
Oh, really? Okay. Oh, and I put another one. I haven't started listening to it yet. Gaslight. That one is.
I haven't listened to that one.
That's Chloe Grace Moretz.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
I'll listen to that one too.
So we'll see how that one is. That'll probably start next month.
Yeah.
There's just.
Yeah, I'm definitely.
So many of
I
them.
like them.
Yeah.
I know there's so many, but they're short. The seasons are short too. They're only like 8 episodes.
Yeah,
9 episodes.
and the episodes are super short.
And by the time you get through all the ads, the episodes really aren't that long.
Yeah, that's why I don't like waiting a week for it to come out, because I'm like, I waited a week for like a 15-minute episode. You know what I mean? But oh well.
Yeah. So the 2 podcasts that I listened to this month that I enjoyed was Sounds Like a Cult did The Cult of Dolly Parton, which was amazing. I love Dolly Parton. I'm not like a huge fan of her, but I just love her in general. She's just so much fun. And it was so funny because they're talking about all these like conspiracy theories about how like Dolly Parton apparently has a husband, but no one knows who it is. And they're like, well, maybe she's actually just gay because she loves the gays and everything, and she's so supportive of them, and everyone's like, maybe she's actually just gay. Yeah. She actually has like a wife or someone at home.
Well, Issa wants everyone to secretly be gay.
I know. And everyone says that no one actually knows what she looks like without the hair and the makeup, so there's like no proof of what Dolly Parton looks like.
Okay.
Aside from what we see.
But then you see people who've had cosmetic surgery and stuff, and even without the makeup, like they still look the same because it's their actual facial structure that has been altered. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Who was that older? There was that older woman that died a couple years ago.
Anna Nicole Smith.
That was heavily. No, she was heavily Botox though, and like I had a lot of facial surgery done. Oh my god, she was like older and blonde. She was super popular too. I'm blanking on her name. It'll come to me eventually, but same thing. Like I think she was the person because she had so much work done on her face that no matter what, she would always look. No matter what she did, she would always look the same.
Yeah.
And then armchair expert Dax and Monica interviewed Jane Fonda, who I also love. So this was just like my older women podcast phase month. It was great. Her episode was so cute. They actually so typically when they do record, they have a loft that everyone comes to interview with them, or they do it over like Zoom. But they actually went to her house because they didn't want to make her like walk up the stairs into the attic.
Gosh, okay.
And so this was the first time they ever did an episode at someone else's house.
And like brought all their equipment and
so
stuff.
Cute.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was really cute, and it was interesting hearing about her backstory and all the stuff that she went through. And you know, she's a super big feminist and all about women's rights and stuff. So I also just love Jane Fonda. So those were the 2 episodes that I also really liked. I also listened to the Love to See It episode with Nick from season 2 of Love is Blind and his friend that was also on the show, and talking about all the shit that they've been going through.
Yeah, the lawsuits and stuff.
Wild.
I know.
Wild.
But then it's so weird because you listen to the other podcasts like Natalie and Deepti's podcast, and they haven't commented on any of this stuff, any of the legal things going on, but like they only have fond memories of not the show, because like they both were in shitty relationships, but of the actual process and the producers and all that stuff. So it is kind of crazy that it's like, I mean, they'll get down to the bottom of it, but
exactly,
it's just wild, all this drama.
It is, and hearing about the way that they're treating these contestants, it was just wild. Like, they just don't get water. Like, they'll bring like a 24 case of water for 12, 15 dudes, and that's all you get for the day. Like, that's not okay. Yeah. Like, it's, I don't know.
And it's not like they're not making the money.
Exactly. So, who knows?
Yeah. I've been listening to their rewatch series of rom-coms. The Clueless episode. Are you kidding me?
Oh, I didn't listen to that
Oh,
one yet.
so good.
I think the one I listened to was maybe 10 Things I Hate About You.
Yeah,
They
they
did
did
that one,
10
didn't
Things I Hate
they?
About You. They did Never Been Kissed.
And Easy A.
Easy A.
I think I
Yep.
listened to Easy A.
Yeah. Yeah, so those are good. Um, okay, anything else, or should we move to our book question?
Let's move to a question.
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, go
Okay.
first.
All right, so if you had to cast your life as a movie, who would play you?
This is a hard question. Actually, ironically, now that we just talked about it, I would love if Emma Stone played me because I love Emma
I
Stone.
love Emma Stone too.
Yeah, and she's just kind of very quirky and funny, and I really like her.
Okay.
So I think I'd go with Emma Stone. Yeah.
She's so good in Easy A. Oh my gosh, I love that
I
movie.
know. I'm like, now we just talked about it, and like also I remember her in like The House Bunny.
Yes. Oh, she's so funny in that one.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I think I'd go with that.
Mine would be Mae Whitman from Good
Oh my God,
Girls,
I love her.
Parenthood, Perks of Being a Wallflower, etc.
I loved her in Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Yes. I see her as like super sarcastic and witty, but also kind of mean sometimes. And she's always cast as someone who makes the wrong decisions, but then figures out how to deal with it. And she struggles with the emotional part. So I just see similarities in all of the roles that she's cast in and my own life. So I think she'd do a great job.
Yeah.
Plus, we don't
yeah.
look that different. I feel like we could make it work.
I actually want to rewatch Parenthood, so I'm really excited to see her in
Yeah.
that because I never fully finished Parenthood, but she was good in it the first couple like seasons that I watched. She's a really good actress.
Yeah,
She's really
that
good.
show is
and she's so
awesome.
funny and down to earth. Like she's
So
great.
funny in Good Girls. Oh my gosh, I
Yeah.
love Good Girls.
I know. I need to watch that too. I've heard really good things about
Yeah,
that show.
it's good. Okay, what's your question?
Well, now I actually kind of want to piggyback off yours.
Okay.
So, if there was a movie made about your life, what genre would it be?
Oh God. Definitely. I'm torn between. No, it would be a dark comedy, but it would be
Yeah.
extremely dramatic, but then I would just make jokes about everything. Like it would be like a summary of all the trauma that I've gone through, and then just me joking about it and being like looking at my therapist like, "Am I right?" And then my therapist just shaking her head like, "Girl, please stop." So, yeah, that's an easy one. That's how I see my life.
And I think May Whitman would be great in a dark comedy.
Exactly. I think she would love it.
So you're good. I know, right? Which is funny because I think if I wanted a movie about my life, I would definitely want like a romantic comedy.
Yeah.
Because that's just like what I was obsessed with growing up, and it's I was so into rom-coms. They're just the best.
I could definitely see yours being a rom-com and having like all of the female friendships and then
Yep.
like the relationship. I could see that.
Because oh my God, growing up, I was such a hopeless romantic. So I was, making song lyrics, my Facebook statuses, hoping the boy that I liked would hope or, would understand that it's about them.
I mean,
Like, it was
I
just-
was too, but my lyrics were like Hawthorne Heights, like
yeah, mine were like
extremely
Taylor
dark,
Swift.
like someone check on her. And yours
Yeah,
were
exactly.
like fluffy clouds. That pretty much explains us a lot. But also
It
your
does.
rom-com outlook has worked out for you. And you have a wonderful
has, in the
relationship and a
end.
little baby on the way.
Exactly. So, you know what? No complaints here.
Exactly. Wow, that just like perfectly described us as fucking usual. Uh, all right, so anything else we have from this month?
I don't think so. I think I covered everything. I feel like it wasn't just like it really wasn't a crazy month for me. It was pretty low key.
Well, now that you said that, June is going to be a shit show, so good luck with
Yeah,
that.
it will. Absolutely.
Like we said, read The Gracier by Kim Liggett. That will be
Yes.
our next episode. We will also be posting our other June reviews on our social media. So follow us on TikTok and Instagram at Fully Booked Calf Pod. If you like what you heard on this episode, please make sure to follow, subscribe, rate, and review on whatever platform that you're listening to, because it'll really help us out a lot. If you have any book recommendations, TV, movie, or podcast recommendations, or any questions for us, you can email us at fullybookedcalfpod@gmail.com. And we just want to say thanks for checking us out. And remember,
If you need us, we're fully booked. Bye.